Hey everyone, Lesley Myrick here. I am Nancy Gansikoffer's associate coach and interior designer. I am here today with the wonderful folks from Daniel House Club, Peter and Alex. Welcome back, you guys.
Hey, happy to be here again. Thanks for having us.
I like the topic you picked for today. I saw the title and went, A Tale of Two Clients. I have no idea what that means, but my understanding is what we're going to talk about today is how to procure with Daniel House Club for two different clients. Not only your high end, like, yes, it's obvious you're buying wholesale, you're getting great pieces, but also that lower end client, because I think a lot of designers have shied away from any sort of procurement when, and there's not a magic number, but when the budget is low, for lack of a better term. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about these two different clients and how this all works?
Well, Peter is going to walk us through, but we want to communicate how you can find everything you need for those, and as you said, work with those clients that have smaller budgets and still make a few $1,000s or $10,000, because a small budget can still go a long way, and if you're able to get 50% off everything, they can be really easy to work with. We actually, when we had a design firm, had some smaller clients who ended up being the most profitable because they're just a little, sometimes can be easier. And you can move on to the next one and do like 3 of them.
Yep.
And I wanted to say too that two clients, or I guess one client sometimes can really be two clients. I think we all know everybody has a third bedroom, a basement. There are times in a project to really spend, and there are times where you need to sort of tighten your belt. So as we kind of curate our vendor mix, we're always thinking, do we have enough stuff that's really affordable? Do we have enough stuff that is that luxurious stuff that you want to put in the beautiful living room that you're creating? So basically, I think we're going to go kind of show you how some tools work. I think we've gotten a little bit into this, but and we're going to be doing 2 projects. So I think I'm going to, Alex is going to shop for me, right?
Ooh.
But yeah. You've got to
so I'm going to tell you what to do. So we're going to go to our projects board, and we have 2 existing projects here. One is called Peter. I don't know who that is. And one is Peter's son. We're going to make Peterson the big budget one. And clearly I will not be blowing all my budget. So let's start with Peterson and go into that board. And okay, I like that lamp, so let's keep it. I think we're going to just look for a rug, a sofa, a chair, a coffee table, and I guess a lamp since it's in there. So
you want me to make a new board for this?
No, let's leave the...
This is just lots of lights.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Yes, let's make a new board. Sorry, let's make a new board. So
you're in a project right now, the Peterson project, and let's say we're doing a living room or whatever sofa, living room. Exactly. So the project is the client, and then the board is for a particular, whatever you want it to be, but in this case, we're doing a room in the home.
Yeah, and they're set up so you can use them with your flow. It's most common that we see them broken up by room, but sometimes people will make one for the whole project, or they'll make one to dump everything in, and then they'll go and sort things out into...
Yeah, or like you have lighting and rugs. Maybe you're just bookmarking options for now, and then you'll go through and put them to a certain room. Okay.
Before this project was repurposed, it was somebody asking for lighting and rugs from me as just a friend. Like, okay, I can find you some.
And let's make this one that we share none of our discount.
Okay.
Because...
Yes, that's how we keep the profit in on small.
Yeah, exactly. So this will give you a little bit of exposure to some of the vendors that we work with here. So let's go to our vendors. I know that I'm working on a living room where I have, I don't know, at least $50,000 to focus on kind of the important pieces of furniture. So I think we could go to Theodore Alexander, or let's go to EJ Victor, because I am really into our recent edition of EJ Victor. Okay. And I love the Alfredo Paredes collection. So let's find a sofa from him. And
Ooh, is that his?
oh, I like the San Miguel woven. Okay, or let's do the Santana because this should actually be a living room and not so.
I love how you're getting so into this for this demo project of like, we've got to pick the right sofa.
Okay, well, I know this has tassel fringe, which is probably controversial, but this is a super comfy sofa.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really cool. So let's put that as our first piece. And
I accidentally have 2 Petersons, so hold on 1 second. We have, in the next like 2 weeks, we're adding a new feature where you can sort these alphabetically.
Oh, nice.
Or by recency. So that is coming soon. Otherwise, they were made by the point when you made them. Here we go.
Peterson, R. Peterson.
Okay,
that's
what's
Peterson.
Next?
Okay, let's go back. Let's go
Where?
pick a chair. Go back to the
EJ Victor.
To EJ Victor.
So for this project, the higher end, you've picked EJ Victor because they're a vendor that you know is at a certain price point and at a certain level for your client.
Yeah, particularly with a with upholstery, I know that I am going to rely for a high end client on EJ Victor or Theodore Alexander or Thayer Coggin if it's a really contemporary or modern project, and a handful of others too. Let's just pick that. Let's do that Rochester tufted chair. I don't know what kind of room we're creating, but here we go. And let's put that in the Petersons' living room too. And then let's go find a rug. And we're doing this just so we can see what, because as we're doing this, your board is tabulating the total cost of your project and what your profitability on this project is going to be. So Alex knows that I love Rug and Colleen for their custom pieces.
Ooh.
They are super fun. Many of these are vintage, but many are brand new, and everything can be recreated for you and your client. I do really like that brown one. Let's pretend. Oh, they're all brown. The first one. I really like the first one. So let's pretend just that it is big enough. It looks like it might be. And let's put that in the project.
Can I ask, in the save to project thing, you guys have a bajillion project, but also this is your demonstration account. An actual designer, can you archive projects that are no longer active so they don't show up in that list anymore to make it easier to add things to boards?
Yes, you can. I'll show you that in a moment, and that functionality when I get back there. Also, that new feature coming out shortly will just be, it'll default to recent. So whatever you most recently made will be on the, or actually whatever you most recently changed will be on the top. And then, yeah, most of our customers, I think, have between 5 to 10 projects. I think I've made like 45.
I was gonna say you guys have a lot.
Yes.
We keep doing this. We should probably clean it out. Huh? Okay, so let's pick a coffee table. Let's look for one more vendor.
Who do you like?
Would we like goods for that? Go to all vendors. Let's do. Let's just do. Oh, let's do Jonathan Charles. Do they have a?
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan Charles is a new ad for us.
Ooh.
Cited.
So we're focusing on vendors and starting with the vendor because we're looking at certain price point levels, but there's also a search feature. If you were just looking for coffee tables and didn't know where you wanted to go, you could just pull up coffee table.
Correct. Yeah, and we could do that. Why don't we do that since we're
going through here
demoing?
We find it's pretty close. I mean, some majority of people do go through this shop through category, but a lot of our designers like to jump right into a specific vendor they're looking for.
You know, I think it's great because Nancy and I teach in the Profit Insiders Academy program to really narrow down your list of go-to vendors, to know who are your top 3 favorites for sofas or case goods and things like that. But the advantage of something like Daniel House Club is that you can start with those, but it opens you up to options beyond your go-to.
You can, there's really no price advantage to doing that either, or with us, because you get this great
I
discount.
mean, there's no price advantage to narrowing your
So
list.
sometimes you want to focus because you'll get better discounts, but you can get 50% off with all of them. So you're able to make the same profit level.
This is the coffee table that I want for myself. It's so cool. Find my project. Okay, yeah, so I picked a Bunny Williams coffee table, and let's just go back quickly and take a look at the profitability, and then let's build our next project where we're saying the max really that I could spend is more like $20,000.
Okay. So we're finishing up the Peterson living room, our high-end client who has about a $50,000 budget, and that was really easy to pull that together fast. And I love these numbers, how clear it is.
Yeah. But you're also only at 31,000, so you can add lighting.
You're gonna need 2 chairs. We forgot about that part. You don't just put 1 chair.
And then you can do that right here. And everything's adjusted.
So I love it.
And check out, so you are gonna make nearly $20,000 just on these 4 products.
Nice. And this does not yet include shipping, correct? So if our budget is 50, this is probably a good stopping point, knowing that there's that
yes, you'll know the freight right there. So yeah, that's a good point. And you can see shipping right away when you can do the math on your own, 15%, or go in to create a cart and it'll calculate the shipping for you.
Love it.
Yeah, you do not ever have to wait to find out what your shipping is going to be.
That's so helpful. That's the worst when you just don't know. And then you get billed 6 months later and you can't go collect it from a client because you've already closed out the job.
That's happened so often.
Yes. It's a pain point for sure. I really appreciate that you have been intentional and thoughtful, because whether it is a high-end client or a lower-end client, nobody wants surprises with shipping. And the fact that it's X%, or if you want to upgrade to a white glove, to an in-home, it's very, very clear on your checkout page what that looks like. And you know that before you place the order, so your client knows exactly what to expect, which I think is a great feature.
Yeah, we do too. Thank you.
It's like, I don't know, you have experience with designers and know what we're looking for and know what we need. How strange.
So weird.
We've been and continue to be in your shoes. So yeah, we actually don't need to go to that project. We could just make a living room too, or call it affordable living room.
Sure.
Maybe Peterson, like you mentioned, has a guest bedroom that they need to furnish, and they don't want to spend more than 20 on it because
yes, exactly. But let's do it as a living room just so we can show you kind of, let's go pick the same product.
Their basement living room.
Yeah, okay.
Zero discount, same thing.
And since this is a more affordable project, I never recommend doing this, but we all get there. Let's say that we're going to share 10% of our discount, and doing that maybe is going to help you make sure that your client is not shopping you, because you're still adding value.
And that will automatically calculate your client savings and your profit margin. And just so you know, this is based off discount share. So if you have a 50% discount, it shares 10% of that discount, which is why we do the math for you right here.
Which note,
okay,
10% higher than if you are saying I do a 35% markup. So you're still making more money by sharing a part of your discount than if you're saying I do a 35% markup.
Markup and margin is a whole, we teach that too, and it's very confusing. I love that you say margin there, because that's, I think, a more important number.
Yeah.
That's 35 or 50% margin. Your markup needs to be a lot more than that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you'll find that out quickly when your bank account.
But you don't make any money. Correct.
Okay. Same thing. Do you want to start with a vendor? Who's your favorite? More approachable
for
vendor?
Sure, our most popular affordable vendor is Four Hands. So let's start with something from Four Hands. I'll say that we've been loving Moe's, and we think the quality of construction is really nice. But here we are. So
sofa.
Yeah, let's get a sofa.
Love it.
Okay.
I still like this Houseman. Let's do the leather one.
In leather?
Sure.
I like Four Hands leather. It's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
Yeah, and they have, they're just constantly introducing new innovative pieces.
Yeah.
So just as he's adding that to the project, know that we do have a couple of vendor exceptions. Four Hands is one of them, where the max that they will allow us to discount to anyone is 35%. And when that's the case, if you're on an upper tier where you're getting 50%, we give you free shipping. So we are getting you there. It's just a mix of the shipping and the discount.
Chair?
Yeah, chair. And one of the major advantages to purchasing with us is that we will, you get that free shipping, and we'll deliver to a residence.
That's huge, because I've done a Four Hands residential delivery, and it involves hiring your own shipping company and all the bill of lading, and there's so much involved with it. So thank you for making that easy. I do appreciate it.
Alex has this colding chair from those. Let's do
yeah,
that.
I have that in my own house.
Cute.
Yeah, it's a fun chair.
They have a very different style in their basement than they do in their living room.
Yeah, well, this is for their
funkier. This is for their kids.
Yeah,
Their
okay.
kids out down here.
Might be for me. I like it so far. Okay, what was next? Coffee
we
table.
need a coffee table and a rug.
So we'll go back through this route. Coffee table. So, and we can show the filter by price.
Ooh, that's nice. I'd never noticed that feature before.
Yeah. So
is that retail price, by the way?
It does do retail price. So divide by 2 if you're a Pro Plus member, and it'll be the same thing. Or you can do it based on what you're actually going to end up charging your client. So because that would be the calculation. So if they want to max out, they won't spend more than $2,500. You'll know that that's what you're looking for.
Beautiful.
Let's do that one line that we carry that's actually named something else.
Oh, that one line?
Carina Living.
There's a secret about Carina Living. It's a
very big brand that you certainly know that has a different name for its e-com.
And it's a bird with a tail. But I can't tell you what it is.
I can't figure it out. Now I want to know. Lots of birds have tails, guys.
It's a popular brand of soap, maybe.
Yeah, plus a tail.
Thank you. Got it. Well, that is fascinating.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see the comments now of like, what? What are you guys talking about?
Okay.
That was Peacock? I'm like, I don't think there's a furniture company called Peacock.
No, not that. Oh, that's a cool table. They also, this line in their showroom had a lot of cool new stuff. I was impressed. This market. Okay, there we are. And now we need a rep.
Okay, and so let's probably do Jaipur or Illinois or
all vendors. Jaipur. Where are the J's? I forgot how the alphabet
We don't know
works.
how the alphabet works.
To the right. There you go.
There we go.
You have a lot of vendors. I mean, that's a good problem to have.
It is a good problem. We have about 200 vendors. We do have a section where it's available by request.
Oh, yeah,
so we have a few vendors. That usually means we have an account open and the data is taking some time to load. So you can always go here, look at what we have, say you want to purchase something, and send an email to concierge@danielhouse.club with the product you want, and we will get it up for you.
You'll get it in there for awesome. Okay.
And it's usually up in a business day. So pretty.
You guys have a great turnaround with that. We've heard really good things from designers.
Well, we just had a challenge during High Point to send us what you saw at High Point that you need to order right away. And so our team has been.
Oh my gosh! That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they've so far loaded close to 500 products. So over the High Point.
About 40% of purchases with us are custom products. So our designers really do make
that high. Okay, that's good to know.
Okay, I don't know. You pick the rug. I've done all the work.
Okay.
Something
you're
with
the
some
designer.
Color would be nice. Maybe some would be intense blue.
Oh,
Or-
why don't we add a filter so you can see some more blues?
I love how intense you're getting about making these fake
demo projects.
Oh, I kind of think
for demonstration purposes.
that one.
But I like the filter's great. I mean, it's amazing how many vendor websites don't have that, and it's so hard to find the products you need. That's a great rug. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do that one.
Thanks.
Oh,
Good
it's
choices.
continued, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Okay, it still has the price.
But we, just so you know, those estimated arrival dates, if it were not discontinued, ours tend to sometimes be a little bit longer than if you are checking, say, the vendor's website, because ours include the shipping time. So most vendors are posting when it will leave their warehouse. Ours is when it will arrive to you.
Okay. Okay, so now we're looking at the basement living room board in the Peterson project. And we've
And for our budget client.
Yeah.
Exactly. So here we have, we're well under the $25,000 or $20,000 budget we suggested. Obviously, we do need a few more pieces to create.
And you need 2 chairs. Good call.
There we go.
Alex caught that one.
So we added 2 chairs. We're at $9,300. We're gonna make $3,700.
With
Good.
like 20 minutes of work. Obviously, there's more in the other side.
But
But
those are 4 hands, so it'll be less than 15% shipping added onto that.
That's
Yes.
correct. And also, remember here we saved or we shared 10% of our discount. So we are offering
There we go.
client some savings from a retail price.
So in the middle there it says board stats retail total 97.23, 414 is client savings. So that's what you as the designer said. I'm going to give them 10% off or whatever the percentage was.
Mm-hmm.
So that's showing what you could sell everything for. But the clients, instead of paying 97.23, their entire cart is 93.09.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. So
then you can look at these numbers and go, you know what? I really don't want to lose $400 on this project. You could, and it's not too late to go back and edit that. Or you can say, you know what? I don't think they're going to go for it. I will, I'll happily make it 20% and earn a little bit less on this project. And you know what? This is probably the rare time that's okay, because Daniel House handles it from here. It's not out of your team's pocket or your team's time. Not that I'm saying go get your discount. That is not the point. But
we do have a number of definitely like e-designers or people who kind of churn sounds like a bad word, but work with a lot of smaller budget clients.
High volume, smaller investments.
And they're able to still make good money on it. Whereas before you'd kind of just be running ragged and taking your client to Home Goods and pulling things off the wall and making no money. Now you can do something and make it more interesting and actually still make a pretty good living.
Yes.
And I think last time we were on, we did run through this, but I think it's always worth showing people again. So you can opt to bill this to your client. They can handle the transaction from here and we send you your commission check. Or you can bill it to yourself.
And then you handle the invoicing with your client.
Yeah. And I wanted to point out, I think, okay, so you can then, your client can remove any items that they don't want if you allow them to do that. So if you don't check this, they have to keep everything.
Yeah.
And that's great because sometimes you just want to move things along. You want to send an invoice. You don't want to have to rewrite an invoice if they want something taken off. So this allows that to happen really flexibly. Or you want them to do exactly what it is that you want, and every decision has a domino effect. And so you have to buy or you have to come back. And I was going to say, I thought that you could, I don't think you can change your discount by product.
You cannot change it by product at this point. That is on the roadmap.
Interesting.
Sometimes people will send, it's not uncommon, say, I'm going to make 100% of this money or of my margin on all the products, but I really need the sofa to be in this project, and the client's not going to go for it. So I will send a separate invoice for the sofa and give them a big discount on that.
Yeah. So then just put that sofa on its own board and set
So
the
there are workarounds right now.
exactly. Yep. So yeah, I guess Lesley, what do we need to tell you beyond what we've shared?
Well, I just love that you were able to design a nice looking room for under $10,000 at for wholesale for I would not have thought that a budget of that size you could do this wholesale. Truly. Like for me, when back in the day when I was getting a lot smaller projects and smaller clients, it would sort of be an immediate okay, well, I guess I'll go to my retail sources, then my design fee is decent, but I don't make any money on the products. And this is just making me go I should be doing more e-design. Like, this is great. I want to just do design and give people furniture shopping carts all day long. And I really do like that there's a competitive aspect of it, meaning this kind of client, and I'm talking specifically about the lower investment level, is going to be the savvy shopper. They are going to be the ones wanting to use coupon codes to get sales, and that is totally fine. And this is a way you can actually stay in the game as a designer, because often it just wasn't worth it to lose your margin, but you're allowing us to still have a decent margin. And if we choose, and there is no obligation to, if we choose, pass on a percentage of our trade margin to help close that sale. It makes me very happy. This checks a lot of boxes. And I'm just thinking back, 7-8 years ago when I started my business, and what a nightmare procurement and purchasing was, and the time and the expense. And it was so disproportionate. The margins weren't there. It was so disproportionate in what it cost my business. I lost money procuring for a number of years.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Goodness for technology.
We just went and filmed a project by one of our clients, and we kind of interviewed her, what are her favorite places to procure from? And she said to us, well, you think I'm joking, but I'm only procuring from you now, which no pressure to do that, but I'm glad that somebody is. Then offline, we were talking, and she goes, well, I made $90,000 last month, and I attribute
month. I thought you were going to say year, from furniture.
Month, and
wow.
75% of that I would attribute to furniture sales. And
that's amazing.
I thought, well, maybe I should quit what I'm doing and just.
We'll all do furniture sales now.
Yeah.
You can generate a serious profit margin if you're not already doing that. But hopefully, all of your listeners are. Because of your excellent coaching.
Well, thank you. And I wanted to point out too, I've been really focusing on the lower budget client because I think that's such a hole in the market, but we didn't dive into it today. But I know for those higher end clients, A, you have the vendors, and B, you can do custom. And that's not something that other online similar services, I'm not seeing anyone else offer that yet. So that's huge. To be able to not only get, I love forehands. It's also available everywhere. So it's hard to be competitive, and it's not always unique. It's unique in how we all use it as designers and bring our own flair to it. But I think that's awesome that there is that custom aspect too, because something like this where it's so easy to sort and search, you don't think of custom bespoke pieces as even being a viable option to purchase in this sort of way.
Yeah. And we're trying to push further into that through the rest of the year.
Cool.
But right now, just so you know, we will do a lot of hand holding with you. If you're coming for custom and nervous about it, especially online, you can talk to a concierge through the whole time. We'll go back and forth on your behalf with the vendor, making sure everything's set up. So it doesn't have to be a big, scary thing. Just try it out.
Yeah, I think that's great. Awesome. Do you have any final thoughts you want to leave designers with today?
I have no additional knowledge.
You're gonna just mic drop. You got it all. I think you did.
What else would there be?
What's the next
comparison?
What's the next vendor education? Do we have that?
Yeah, we do a concierge hour every month. It's always the last Thursday of the month. It's at 9 a.m. Pacific, so noon Eastern, and that's for new and existing members just to learn how to use our tools. But then we always add a sort of an education component to it. So Lesley was our guest last time. It was great. This time we're going to be partnered with another. Well, actually, no, she's not a coach. She runs small seminars with 10 or 15 designers. Her name's Stacy Cohen, and she does them sort of regionally. And we're going to be doing a little event with her later in the year. So that'll be our next one.
Nice.
But the topic changes all the time. So we've done them on receiving. We've done with a guest on AI. They're really meant to be informative, and they have been really well received by our audience.
And they are also hosted online. So if you go to our website and missed one, I think 2 ago we did specifying custom furniture online.
Oh, nice. So those are all available to watch afterwards. I wanted to mention too, you mentioned these are for members. Membership, there is a free tier, correct? With Daniel House Club. So don't let that hold you back from joining and checking out what these guys have to offer, because I don't know, I like to see technology evolve and things change for the better in this industry. And I know we hear all these complaints about clients are shopping me and free shipping and this stuff online, and this is finally something I'm seeing. I'm like, this might keep us in the game and change things for a lot of designers. So thank you both for being here. We will have you back again next month. I'm hoping to come to that next concierge hour. I always love to learn from you and your team and the experts you bring in. So we will talk to you again soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Lesley. Bye.